I'm not good enough to get hired for this job, or I'm not good enough to create these clients, or I'm not good enough to build this business. Well, if it's true, then get back to work. So I was sitting across from a client the other day, and he looked at me and he said, you know, I'm just worried that I'm not good enough to do this thing that we were talking about him doing. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? You're not. And his eyes kind of like that. You could see the whites in his eyes, like, what? Are you saying this to me? It's like, oh, this total sinking feeling. I could just see it, you know, like, what my coach thinks I'm not good enough? Like, what? Fear. And I was okay with that because I was playing with him a bit. But I was also being honest. He's not good enough, because if he was good enough, he'd already be creating that result. And so what am I saying? Am I saying that he is incapable and he might as well give up? No, I'm not saying that, but this is the difference. He was looking at himself as a static thing that had a value, and if and that value was not sufficient, and therefore, and that value was unchanging, and therefore it was never going to happen, or it was likely that it would never happen. And what I was seeing in him was a dynamic potential that could become good enough if expressed, if acted upon. And so when people say I'm not good enough, I'm like, that's right. You're not good enough because you're not being good enough. You're not being who deep down you really are capable of being. You're not expressing your full potential. And the way that I help people to see that this is always true is I ask them, is like, are you telling me that it's impossible for you to ever become good enough to create that result? Well, no, it's not impossible for me to become that. Well, if it's not impossible for you to become good enough to get that result, then now what you're saying right now is that you're not good enough yet? Oh, yeah, I guess so. And that's the key word. If you just add that word yet on to the I'm not good enough phrase, it takes you from a place of static victimhood where I am not good enough, end of story, the end, to I am not good enough yet, which just puts you directly into action because it says exactly what you need to do is to express that, to be that, to practice that. I'm not good enough to get hired for this job, or I'm not good enough to create these clients, or I'm not good enough to build this business. Well, if it's true, then get back to work. I'm not good enough yet. Oh, okay. The only thing to do is the obvious, which is to get better at it. And get better at it might mean more practice, it might mean skilling up, it might mean learning something, it might mean stop holding back from you being who you truly are, make the phone call, ask the question, make the proposal or the offer. By you doing, by you being, you become good enough. And so your fear that you're not good enough is accurate. Just tag the word yet on and change it. Much love. So if you like this video, or if you like the idea in this video at least, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, if you're into it, share it with your friends. Why not? Why keep it all to yourself? Tweet it, Facebook it, Google Plus it, whatever you can do, get it out there. And hey, if you want to learn more about creating passion, purpose, and prosperity in your life, and if you want to learn more about becoming a leader in your life, then hit up my website. You can learn more there. Finally, the best insights usually happen down below in the discussion, so leave a comment, ask questions, challenge me. You know, if you will, share your own story. I'd love to hear. Talk to you soon. Much love.